What if 100% success could actually be easier to achieve than 80%? So, this is the counterintuitive idea that might help you if you are someone who has struggled a lot with keeping habits. So, what happens to a lot of us is we decide on a habit that we want to take on, like meditating every day, going to the gym regularly, whatever it is, and then we make it a decision. So we say, I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week: Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So then Monday comes around and we know, oh, today's the day I'm supposed to go to the gym. But we make it a decision to be made. So instead of just saying, well, I guess I have to go to the gym, we decide. We say, well, I don't really feel like going today. And I kind of worked hard yesterday, so I'm going to give myself a break. I don't have to go today. Well, I don't know, should I go? I told myself I was going to go last time and I didn't. And so it becomes this whole back and forth, right? It's this whole overthinking, making exceptions, making excuses, debating ourselves. Is this exception worth it? Is this argument, powerful enough, right? But if instead you're able to convert it, instead of being a choice to be made, it just becomes something you do, right? That on Mondays, I go no matter what, then that can actually be easier because it requires less cognitive load. It requires less decision making. It requires less debating. It's just the thing you do, right? Now, I think this is especially powerful for daily habits that you want to do consistently, right? So let's say you want to meditate for 5 minutes a day. So instead of approaching every day as if, this is a new decision to be made. Am I going to meditate today? I don't know. Today is looking particularly busy. Maybe I won't be able to fit it in. Instead, the question becomes, when am I going to fit it in? I have to meditate today no matter what. So when am I going to fit it in? Right? Now, especially, let's say your rule is you want to meditate before bed. One way to make this stick more easily is to make a rule for yourself that no matter what, I am not allowed to get into bed until I've meditated. So I know that seems kind of draconian, right? You might feel yourself resisting, right? Like, no, I don't want to. I value freedom, right? I don't want to have that lose my control, right? That doesn't sound fun at all. But in this case, some degree of structure, some degree of rule setting for yourself actually gives you freedom. It gives you time back. It gives you energy back. Because instead of trying to decide, well, I'm especially tired today, I don't really want to meditate, I'm just going to go to bed. And then I'm just going to watch YouTube videos in bed or whatever, right? Instead, if you just know there's no choice, I'm not allowed to physically go in my bed until I've meditated, right? Then it just becomes the thing you do. It's your new identity. I'm just someone who meditates before I go into bed. That's all there is to it. And, I speak from experience because I used to be someone who would make excuses. And I'm an ENTP personality type, strong analytical thinker, so I've been really good at making complex excuses for myself about why I don't have to do it today. But then I realized a few years ago that one of the most common excuses I would make to not have to meditate before bed is, I'm staying up too late tonight. It's already past my bedtime. So I need to maximize my sleep. I need to get every minute I can so I don't have time for meditating. I know it's important, but I really need to maximize my sleep. But then I realized, even if it's 2 a.m. and I've stayed up too late, the difference between going to bed at 2 a.m. and 2:05 a.m. is not significant for my quality of sleep at all. But it is significant for keeping my habit of meditation going. If I make the excuse that, I can't wait till 2:05 a.m., my sleep's too important, I'm just going to go to bed, then I break the cycle, I break the chain of the meditation habit. Instead of saying, I'm going to sacrifice 5 minutes of sleep to keep my meditation habit going, that is actually a much more worthwhile trade-off. Now, it's tricky here because sometimes it's more effective to say perfect is the enemy of the good. It's way better to have a 50% success rate than to give up and have 0%, right? So you have to kind of know yourself. Um, if you're someone who says you're going to do 100% and you skip it a few times, then you're not going to trust yourself and it's all going to fall apart. You're going to do it less and less and it's not going to work. So in that case, you might say, well, 50% is better than nothing. I'm going to go with that. So I think you have to be strategic here. You have to pick just one or two habits, a small number of habits that are truly important to you, real like things that you're kind of centering your life around. And for me, meditation is one of those. So making that a non-negotiable, that this is really like a core foundational element of every day. I'm prioritizing this. I've read all the articles. I've been inspired by people who meditate a lot, and I really believe deep down that meditation is very powerful. I believe in it so strongly that I'm willing to prioritize it. I'm willing to make it one of those foundational habits that I'm aiming for 100% success rate with. But you can't have too many of those because then it's going to fall apart, right? So again, you have to be strategic. Is this one of the habits that I really want to go for 100% with? And you might time bound it too if you want. You could say, for the first 3 months of building this new habit, I'm going to aim for 100%. And then once I've kind of locked it in and it feels familiar, then maybe I can give myself some exceptions now and then. And that's, what I've done with meditation over the years. I hit 100% success rate for a long time, so I've proven to myself that I can do it, that I can trust myself. And now I give myself exceptions sometimes because I know that I'm going to come back to it after the break. So I hope that helps. And I invite you to just check in with yourself now, hearing me say that. Do you believe that it's possible to do 100%? Because I bet there are things you do 100% in your life. Maybe you make your bed every day. Maybe you eat breakfast every day. Maybe you text your partner every day, right? So you are capable of 100% in some areas. So why not this one? Why not pick a habit that is really important to you and go for 100%? Let me know how it goes in the comments. Love to hear from you. Have a nourishing day.